Hi, everyone. I hope things are going well with you. And I wanted to uh, hold the phone. Aha. Okay, so let's get into. Um, hey, why did that not work? So my renaming didn't work for whatever reason. Oh, it did. Okay. So let's get into two things I want to talk to you today. First of all, let's talk about my ensemble. It's my new shirt. I know it's kind of dark. You can't see it. I could turn more light on, but I like the effect of this being super, super dark and it being kind of light. Anywho, I am wearing Halle Berry's new line, and it's at Nordstrom. I know that people are more excited about Ivy Park when it comes to workout gear and stuff. But Halle Berry has a workout gear and it's been out for quite some time. It's a little pricey, if I might not say so myself. So, I mean, I think I got like 4 or 5 pieces during Nordstrom's anniversary sale that's taking place right now. And I think I was a little sticker shock. But I'm gonna say compared to I like the shirt. First of all, it has a wide range of choices, so that's pretty cool. Number two, I actually like Ivy Park's pants better. The workout pants is a lot more comfortable. I will say that Halle Berry's brand is um, a little bit more. It fits the the sizes aren't true to size, so it fits definitely a more slim fit, and so her pants, they fit well. They don't look as good. I actually prefer Old Navy. They don't look as good on, but they do work. They're nice to work out in, and they in that sense. They absolutely definitely are much more perfect. They hold you in a lot tighter. It's a more form fitting and it's, good for working out. But as a whole, I must say that, and even with some of the features that she has on her clothes, I mean, it is really a leisure workout kind of thing. And and to me, it fits Halle Berry's brand. She has a great body. She's in a lot of action movies, especially, and she's going to be again in um, John Wick. So I think that it's on brand for her to have a workout line. But I'm just saying that it's it's a little different. Like if you order your what you think is a correct size, be aware that it's going to come in a little bit bigger than you normally would expect. So it's a more comfortable fit. So I am comfortable with buying her, Ivy Park. By the way, Ivy Park is coming out and I actually have some of the swimsuit stuff. And interestingly enough, about the new Ivy Park line is that Ivy Park, uh, if you buy it on the Adidas website, which I'm sure it's all gone, there's different stuff that came out on at stores. So, like on Adidas website, for example, they didn't have the Ivy Park towel, and the Ivy Park towel came out on Nordstrom. So you should. I like to check both. I like to check Adidas and order stuff there. And then I also come back and go to Nordstrom, and they have some of the same things, not all the stuff that's at Adidas. They'll have at Nordstrom, not all the stuff that at Nordstrom they'll have at Adidas. So you really got to check both. By the way, Ivy Park is dropping a new little denim kind of workout line, which I think is exciting. And I can afford, to just go wild. So that's kind of cool. Anywho, push that out the way with my Betty. I think it's Show Betty. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it in the description of the video. Betty, which is my shirt. And it's very, very light. So it's actually kind of cool. And it's definitely a little snug, but comfortable snug. It's my size, but it's not, like I said, I already explained. But anywho, let's get into the two other, that was not what this video is about. This video is really about two things: Jungle Cruise and the Suicide Squad. So let's get into Jungle Cruise first. I did not spend $30 to go see, to download it at Disney Plus. I probably am, so that my uncle can watch it and my mom. I did take the kids to the movies. I didn't want to go. I'm keeping it 100. Jungle Cruise is also a ride at Disneyland, and they made the decision. Whoever made this decision, I would like to have a conversation with them, but they made the decision ride of Pirates of the Caribbean. Clearly, they have source material that is also racist. Robinson Crusoe, which I actually had to read as an elementary school, and of course we have a history of a Peter Pan and all those different, stories, and also Pirates has a mythical storyline just like other things. So I can understand why you would make a franchise around one of the rides at Disneyland, Pirates of the Caribbean. I hate Pirates of the Caribbean movies. The first one, the second one. Is there a third one? I don't know. I know they're rebooting it. I can't. I fell asleep. I had a boyfriend at the time who kept trying to get me to watch it, and every time he put it on, halfway in, I'm done. I was like knocked out. It's just not my. I don't know, and I like Johnny Depp, but anywho, so they clearly thought that was so successful. How about we go back into this and invest all this money into Jungle Cruise? Because, let's make a success out of this. Problem with Jungle Cruise. As they made this decision, whoever made this ridiculous decision decided, let's go and do exactly what we did for Pirates of the Caribbean to Jungle Cruise. And everyone's like, yes, yes, yes. Dang it. These straws that they now give, clearly somebody was listening to us talking about stop with the paper straws. So they decided to give us not plastic straws, plastic-ish. It's like a hybrid of plastic and cardboard at the movies. Kind of whack. but whatever. Okay. Somebody in the room all agreed to put money behind Jungle Cruise. Nobody sat around the table and said, do we know, has any of y'all been on Jungle Cruise ride recently? Because if they said that, then they would have said subsequently, I don't think we should do this. So since that didn't happen, sorry y'all, ever since I did the upgrade, I have had some glitches. Anywho, what I was saying was people like me raised a hand and said, Jungle Cruise is racist. The ride is racist. The everything is racist. So why are we making a ride? Why are we vamping the ride? And why, oh, why are we making a movie out of it? So anyway, so the movie comes out and it's like, clearly they made a decision to say, okay, we're going to put The Rock in it. And the premise of going down a jungle, you can go down the Amazon or you can try to make your way through Africa. One or the other is so racist. So it's like, bruh, stop. So the premise of Jungle Cruise is a problem, even though they revamped the ride to eliminate racism. And they made this movie by saying, we're going to throw The Rock here, who's ambiguous on race. And so he can fit anywhere. He's brown enough to be, to fit in a black role if we want him, but he's always hooking up with the white woman in the movie. Whatever. I don't care. That's no shade. Whatever. He's always ended up with the blonde hair, blue-eyed woman. Anywho, not always, but a lot of times, which happens in this role. Fine. And you go there, but you can throw him in the Amazon. You can throw him on Samoa because that's where his heritage is. We good. Problem with this, and clearly they wanted to do another thing too. Second, they wanted to make fun of imperialism and kind of acknowledge that imperialism takes place and acknowledge the imperialistic roots, which colonial roots, additionally. So then it makes this movie very, very strange because I'm like, okay, so what time are we in? I can't, and then the math doesn't add up for him to be 400 years old. So I'm like, well, what year are we in? And where is the math adding up? And what war are we talking about? Are we talking about World War? We have to be talking about World War One. We can't be talking about World War Two. So whatever the case is, it's a predictable storyline, and they tried to be as least racist as possible. And my kid loves it, so I guess that's okay. But then that's also problematic. And then what's so funny is my daughter made a comment like, oh, this is how it's going to end. And then she goes, it can't end this way. It's Disney. It has to have a happy ending and it has to come out with roses, peaches and roses. And I was like, oh, my daughter at 8, 9 in a couple of weeks is cynical as can be. I'm not sure if I'm now raising my daughter in the best light here for her to be now cynical of storylines. She's like, Disney made this movie. It can't end here. I was like, wow, okay. Moving forward. So would I watch it? I mean, okay. I I I feel some sort of way about having movies that has this racist undertone and children kind of adapting that into their psyche. I realized that I was raised that way as well, and then it takes a process of unlearning and decolonizing your mind and entertainment. And I'm also trying not to be the woke parent completely, even though I'm like the woke parent. But at the same token, you can't throw Dwayne Johnson in every movie in order to make him, in order to make overdo it in some of the parts where it's supposed to be representing the indigenous people, and it's supposed to be them kind of getting over on white people coming into this imperialistic state. And then I even joke about, I was like, okay, so when are we really having Black people, white people sitting up here who are clearly from either England or America, comfortably sitting next to each other? Like, what year are we talking? So, I mean, there's so many issues that I have with this film, but again, it's Disney, and you know, and Disney can feed this racism. I mean, and us are, and we are consistently expecting not to have, be able to digest and say it's only, kid entertainment. But most of Disney's cartoons, most of Disney's animated movies, are racist. So go figure. Moving on. I don't have time to go into that. I mean, we can get into, there are books written about, going back to Mickey Mouse and the racist undertones of just the look of Mickey Mouse. Like, so we can really, there are other people who go into this, and I'm not going to go into this at this moment. We're going to move on to the atrocity of the Suicide Squad. And before I pivot to the atrocity, let's talk about, there is a rally of AMC. I am an AMC stockholder. I go in and out of stockholding because I keep losing, because I don't want to lose everything. So I sell before I lose everything, and then I hop back in. I think we have to have a conversation about, movies in regards to like what is keeping movie theaters open. I like going to the movie theaters, and I did go see The Jungle and Suicide Squad in the movies, both of them. I didn't have to go to the movies to see either one of them. And, this is the foundation of Scarlett Johansson's lawsuit. And I think we do need to have a conversation, though. I don't want to get into, I can get into that in another film, in another video, which I should do that tomorrow. But I do want to talk about, like, y'all got to do better to get people to want to go to the movies, to risk their life on the Delta variant to go see a movie. These movies Okay, y'all, this is a struggle. So let's talk about the Suicide Squad real quick. Um, so the same director who directed MCU's what did he direct? Guardians of the Galaxy directed the Suicide Squad. So first of all, I'm a bad mom because I forgot that this was radar. So I went to go see it and I was like, oh boy, like how bad can it be for radar? Well, pretty bad. So my daughter's like this expert at DC Flash. Like she watches it constantly and it's like ridiculous how much she watches it. And I'm gonna tell you that DC comics are much more graphic, much more edgy than Marvel. And they don't have a lot of words as Marvel. Like Marvel has like this deep, intricate storylines. DC's comics aren't as intricate at all. So that becomes a really problematic the was fun, entertaining, and was a lot better than what I thought it was going to be. Suicide Squad, the Suicide Squad is better than Suicide Squad. So that's one point. But hard pivot. Let me give you a pivot moment. Of course, there's some really gross out moments about how they kill. I'm gonna tell you my funnest part is when Harley Quinn is escaping jail. Like I thought that was or hostage, being held hostage. I thought that was a fun scene. And Harley Quinn, you know, her playing Harley Quinn is the saving grace of the DC cinematic universe completely. Like, I mean, she is the breakout person by far. That being said, I laughed. I laughed so hard when the beast was a starfish. I thought, oh, so we're going back to the Blob days and the revenge of the tomatoes. Because, and I say that because it's so utterly ridiculous. Like maybe lobster, I don't know which one you could use from the sea that would make me laugh, maybe not laugh as much. I don't know, but starfish, I could not take it seriously. And then my mind began to wander about rats versus roaches. Because clearly I don't know which one. I was thinking rats is actually not a bad idea to have as a rat girl, even though, you know, MCU has Squirrel Girl, which I'm curious to see if it comes up in Comic Con. Anyway, I digress. The rat girl, I was like, I mean, I guess it's a lot better than Roach Girl because roaches are disgusting. I mean, rats are pretty disgusting too, but you know, roaches. I mean, clearly both of them are in abundance. And the fact that The kids kept hitting me in the movie, like, stop laughing. But I'm like, Revenge of the Tomatoes, The Blob. It's the same stupidity. And I don't know if I am just used to sophisticated movie telling, storytelling. So stupidity is just whack. But I think that's where I'm at. So, I mean, if this movie would have came out in, I don't know, the 70s, I would have enjoyed it. If this was in black and white and somebody said, oh, we gonna go back and watch Elvira on Friday nights or Saturday night, I think it's Saturday nights, with Elvira and watch The Blob, and we were watching the Suicide Squad, I would just loved this movie. But it's 2021, and this was not Elvira, and it was in color, and it was called The Suicide Squad. And for that, this was whack. There was an end credit scene, and I didn't even stay to watch it because you know what? It was whack. And I missed the beginning, and I was like, will I go and watch this? Watch the beginning? And I thought, the more that I watched it, the more I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. And the one thing I liked the most about the movie is that it was under 2 hours. And I was like, thank you for being under 2 hours. Because the stupidity of this is just too much for me to handle. So, do you watch The Suicide Squad? If you're a comic book person, you should watch The Suicide Squad just so you can enjoy the ridiculousness of the DCU. And at least Gunn made it fun. So you can't complain like you can the first film, where all you can do is complain and just shake your head. But at least you're going to get a lot of laughs, and you know, yeah, okay. On that note, I'm gonna see you next time.